Welcome to the Bend Like Bamboo podcast, where we will explore the incredible power of resilience, mental strength, and adaptability. In each episode, I'll be sitting down with inspiring guests from business leaders and entrepreneurs to celebrities and everyday heroes. We'll dive deep into their personal journeys, uncovering the secrets behind their ability to bend without breaking in the face of life's challenges. Join me as we learn from these remarkable individuals and discover practical tools to enhance our own resilience and well-being. Together, we'll explore how flexibility of the mind, body, and spirit can help us to reach our full potential in all areas of life. Get ready to be inspired, enlightened, and empowered on the Bend Like Bamboo podcast. Good morning. It's so beautiful to have you on the podcast today, Jan Owen and David James, both co-founders of Be Well in Hawthorne.
Hi, Amanda. Great to be here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you. I'm so excited to have you both together on the podcast. Very fitting, husband and wife, and both co-founders of Be Well.
Yes, absolutely. Very few, not that many husband and wife teams around, actually. So there's a lot of people who set up fitness and wellness places. There's a lot of tech bros coming into health and wellness now, Amanda, as you know. So it's been an amazing journey to be a couple working together on a project. And a bit later, I think we're not quite seniors, but they call people like us senpreneurs. So senior entrepreneurs, which is a bit weird.
I love that.
I don't love it, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it is. It's very much true. So,
Well,
it's never too late. You just keep going. We all we have our lives, and we've got to spend time doing something. And you can potter in the garden, which is fine for some people, or improve your golf. But the adventure of business and the magnetizing attraction of the house space is what got us going.
Yes. And you're both a team, a harmonious team. You work so well together. The energy when you guys are together is just, it's very, it's beautiful. It feels wonderful to be around you both, your energy. And, when I first discovered Be Well through friends of friends, I was blown away about what you guys have created and what you've achieved in this one-stop shop hub wellness retreat where you can nourish your mind, your body, and your soul all in one place. And we'll get into the story in today's podcast. But I met David, and you're just such a lovely person, and what you've created at Be Well is a passion coming from a story that you've been through, which we'll talk about today. And yeah, I just find you both so inspiring. And then I met Jan, and I just think you both are incredible human beings. So thank you for being with me this morning.
No, thank you.
Pleasure.
Those kind of words.
Yes, and I loved what you guys are doing so much that I decided to join Be Well a couple of months ago as your kinesiologist.
Yes,
We're thrilled to have you, and thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Because at Be Well, you come in for clinical Pilates, yoga, infrared saunas, hyperbaric chambers, ice baths, and you're building your preventative medicine aspect of the business of practitioners now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, things are going well, and so what we were able to do was to take over the rest of the building. So, if anybody's been to Hawthorne, we had half of the building, and now we have the whole building, and that's given us enough space to create 10 consult rooms. And so, what we're going to be doing is opening up something that we're currently calling the Health and Longevity Clinic. It'll be anchored by a GP or two. In fact, we're talking to a GP next week who's very enthusiastic about the concept, supported by a team of allied health professionals, including, of course, we very much hope and expect yourself, Amanda, as a kinesiologist, together with psychologists and our physiotherapists. We hope to recruit a naturopath and acupuncturist and
Great.
osteotherapist. And we'll also be providing a range of treatments like IV and peptide treatments.
Oh,
Um,
that's exciting.
and yeah, and then the entire goal is exactly as you said, it's about preventative healthcare. I mean, in this country, we spend something like 2% of our total health budget goes on health prevention,
Mm.
um, which is bizarre when everybody also knows that an ounce of what's the phrase? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's just vastly better to be engaged in prevention. And so, yeah, our focus is on prevention and supporting people through the clinic and through our health club, which has all those assets that you referred to together, all under one roof, all in one place, so that you can add decades to your health span, your years of healthy living,
Mm.
and as a bonus, years to your lifespan.
Yes. Yeah. So it's about wellness prevention, and it's about slowing or even reversing the biological clock. And there's science around this. And that's what Be Well is all about.
It, the simple reality is that we can all be at least 15 years younger in our
Mm.
bodies, our biological age, compared to the number of years we've spent on the planet, the number of birthday candles on our birthday cake. Um, so I don't mind saying that I'm now 66. Um, and by following the right program, and it's actually not that hard, I
Yeah.
can readily have the body of a 50-year-old. And my current
Absolutely.
estimation is, and I've had some, indications you can actually get really expensive but accurate um, uh, uh, blood or as it's called methylated DNA tests to actually give you a figure. Uh, but the indications are that I currently am about equivalent to a reasonably healthy average 55-year-old American, because
Yeah.
all of these scales are scored against American populations.
Yes.
And so, what's a normal 55-year-old? When you say, okay, what's a normal 55-year-old? You'll find if you go into the data that it's actually being drawn from an American population.
Yeah.
So, I'm now equivalent to a normal 55-year-old
Oh,
American male.
amazing.
So,
That's fantastic.
I have room to grow.
That's fantastic. You know what, David? I noticed the same results as well when I started looking after my health. As you know, I was diagnosed with MS when I was 24 and I was paralyzed in a wheelchair by age 29. So I had no choice but to change. And it first started with flooding myself with the right nutrients, with the right nutrition, and then adopting an exercise program that helped my body move. And then kinesiology helped me to untangle the mind and to de-stress and get to the cause of stress, which is why I'm so passionate about kinesiology. And then my other pillar of health is connection. So using meditation and journaling and learning how to reconnect back to myself when my heart opens again, but then that changes the biochemistry of my body to fire growth and repair pathways instead of survival and stress, which is the exact ethos of Be Well in all the services that you provide. The benefits, where you will sleep better, you will have more joy in your life because you're happier, because you've ramped up your self-care. And that's why I love you guys and what you created at Be Well. It's not an easy thing to create one hub of all of those services, but you guys did it, and I want to support you in any way that I can because you're helping so many people and you're making it easier
Amanda,
because go on.
I was just going to say that that's a beautiful articulation of the Be Well method and approach.
Yes.
What you just described, the journey you went through. I mean, that's exactly right. So the technical phrase we use is lifestyle medicine. It's
Yes.
about using your lifestyle as your medicine,
Yeah.
and it's all everything that you said. It's all about body, mind, and soul. It is about things like journaling. It's about experiencing gratitude. It's about getting sleep. It's about eating well. It is about moving regularly,
Yeah.
and more. I mean, but essentially, it's about having you live the right lifestyle. You'll live health. You'll experience. You'll start to experience life as a celebration rather
Yes.
than as a burden.
That's right. And that's what I want for everybody because we can become stuck in survival and we learn that from our parents and the way of life. And when we can return back to ourselves and we'll give our minds and bodies the best environment to optimize joy and also, health and well-being. We're going to be nicer to our colleagues. We're going to be kinder within our relationships, but we're going to also reach our fullest potential within our personal and professional lives. And that's why, I work with leaders and why, when we're on top of our game in a fast-paced environment, this is not just a well-being conversation for healing. This is also how do we live our best lives and thrive when we're also doing well. So, that's what I love about what you guys are doing. And also, you've created a community of like-minded people where we can all rub shoulders together and do workshops together and express this love and joy together.
I've been talking a lot. I'm waiting for Jan now to contribute.
Well, I want to introduce Jan properly.
Amanda wanted to talk to you first.
Yes. I know it kind of led in a different direction. But that's what I love about podcasts is you've just got to go with the flow. But Jan, you know why you inspire me so much. Can I please introduce you properly as well? Your work is incredible. You're a speaker, you're an entrepreneur, you're a thought leader. You lead organizations, social enterprises, and startups, working and building ventures with young people, advising on strategy and innovation for CEOs around the globe, providing thought leadership on child and youth advocacy, the future of work, the next generation workforce, and transformation of education and learning. You've been named one of Australia's true leaders in 2018 and the inaugural Australian Financial Review Westpac Woman of Influence in 2012 for leadership, innovation and entrepreneurship, member to the Order of Australia in 2000 for services to the Australian community. Now, I did some research and digging on you as well, and David, who we'll dive into next, but an honour is the highest recognition for outstanding achievement and service, and you were awarded one from the University of Sydney and the Murdoch University in Perth. Is that right?
Honorary doctorates, yes, that's exactly right. It was, yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, incredible honour to be recognised in any way. But of course, with all these things, it's kind of your body, it's the body of work that is most interesting, I think. And I look at other people who get awards and accolades, and everyone says the same thing, which is, of course, it's not really about you. It's about your work, and it's about the people you've had the chance and opportunity to work with, and it's about the change that you can make over time. And also, I think persistence and determination, which is very linked to health and wellness. I think we often think that you can do a kind of a one-shot wonder and go to a health retreat for a week and, da-da, I've got my new health cell. But actually what we know and what the research is really, really clear about is that it's the persistence and the consistency that really pays off. The one-off can give you a shot in the arm, but actually it's that persistence. And it's the same in entrepreneurship. It's the same in any big issue or challenge that you're tackling, whether it's work or life, that kind of consistency and the kind of passionate belief that you can see a better opportunity or better outcome is, I think, what keeps us all going in all kinds of different ways and spaces. And if you add to that what you want to do is help people, there's one form of entrepreneurship, which is like, let's make more soap or sell more widgets. Yeah. But there's another version of entrepreneurship, which is more social change and social impact entrepreneurship, which is about how do we make the world a better place and how do you increase people's happiness and their lives, wherever they are and whoever they are. So that's the kind of entrepreneurship that I've been so privileged to be part of and to work in for decades now. And Be Well is the latest of those ventures because although, you know, we have incredible members and everybody's on their own personal journey, and that's the promise of Be Well actually is not just come and use the things, not just come and get a shot in the arm, but actually for, you know, entire month after month and day after day, we're going to walk beside you to keep you focused and motivated and inspired by what you achieve, but also what everyone else around you is achieving.
Yeah.
But there's a bigger picture in that. And as David said, you know, we're living longer.
Mm.
We have got a growing, aging population. So the
Yes.
two fastest growing groups in the world are over 60s and under 14s.
Yes.
So, you know, that over 60s group is growing really, really, really fast. And the cost will be astronomical. They're saying, you know, even in Australia, it'll be like $270 billion by 2035 just
Wow.
to look after that over 60s age group. And we spend $89 per person on that in Australia, on
Yes.
health and wellness and
Yeah.
prevention, which is
Wow.
crazy. Even in the US, and the UK and Canada, they spend 3 times that amount on people each year, the government, let alone what you spend on yourself. So we really are behind the 8 ball. We have to increase by, you know, 10x the amount of money that we spend. And so for us, this is also about a bigger story about how do you help people to do this for themselves that will save massive amounts of money, taxpayers' money, government spending, you know, in 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think one way that you guys have achieved that is creating a one-stop hub where everything is together because we are time poor. And another way is, well, what obviously inspired David, the CEO of Be Well, to tell me, David, what inspired you to want to create Be Well? Because I know you've had a huge story behind this.
Yeah. So I was speaking earlier about lifestyle medicine, and I know from personal experience how effective it is. So what I did for many years was to live exactly the wrong lifestyle. I weighed 100, nearly 100 kilograms. My current weight's about 80. I smoked 30 cigarettes a day. I
Yep.
didn't sleep. I was highly stressed.
Yep.
I was entirely sedentary. I got the formula perfectly right.
I can't
To,
imagine you like that.
I actually nailed the formula to induce a heart attack.
Well done.
And in fact, I'm just where I'm sitting, just down about, I don't know, maybe 100 meters from where I'm sitting.
Yep.
One Sunday morning, I'm walking down to the 7-Eleven to get my breakfast of 2 cups of coffee and a muffin, as you do.
As you
Um,
do.
when I started to have my heart attack. Uh, Happily and gratefully, we live literally across the park from the Alfred Hospital, which is a world-class hospital. The
Yes.
upshot of which is that, you know, several hours later, they put a stent in, they restored my heart, but that was the turning point. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so, I mean, it was interesting when I was listening, Amanda, to your story that you had a crisis-induced it took a crisis
Mm.
to induce you to. It
Yes.
was the same with me.
Yes.
Um, Happily, in fact, for example, Jan has never had a medical crisis. The last
Yeah.
time, the only time Jan has ever been to hospital is to have babies, and the only time she ever has been to a GP is to get vaccinations for overseas travel. Uh,
Wow.
but yes, nevertheless, so Jan is an absolute exemplar uh, of living the right lifestyle. So
Yeah.
some of us have to rely on a crisis and get things really, really wrong before we can get them right. Others,
Well, which many of our listeners today will absolutely relate to.
yes. So it was as after the heart attack, thought, oh, hello, I actually like being here. You know, I want to stay around. And with Jan's active support and involvement, just turned my lifestyle around. But then that involved we would go over here for Pilates, and we go over there for yoga, and we go over there for a massage, and we had to drive quite a distance to get to hot and cold, but like it was just all over the place. And we said, well, hasn't somebody brought all of this together, make it convenient?
Yep.
And we couldn't find a place. So we said, okay, well, we'll open our own and invite our friends to join. And
Wonderful. How
so
many years ago was
we
that?
the heart attack was in September of 2018.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, so about 6 years ago now. Yes, in
Yeah.
fact, 6 years ago this month.
But
And
we've been open about just over 2 years. So we did this crazy thing, of course, which is we thought, well, also David's missed out that he did a whole, like about 2 years, which he does. Like when he gets committed to something, he goes in and kind of does a PhD on it and did a huge amount of research on longevity and was actually even going to set up like a YouTube channel on kind of hacking 60. He wasn't 60, but it was like, oh, what would it look like to have 60? And we're still sort of got that idea at the back of our minds. But hacking 60 was sort of, and then I was really interested in, I've always been a yogi, so I was really, really interested in, wouldn't it be amazing to have a yoga studio with some other things in it? And so the sort of hacking 60 and then my sort of passion about yoga and meditation and all that stuff kind of all joined up. And then we said, and then we were running around trying to find new things in COVID and in the gaps in COVID in Melbourne, which were very, very short.
yeah.
Find this sort of integrated approach, which is where do you bring it all together? And then we said, let's just do it, which because we're crazy, entrepreneurs. And we spent a bunch of months trying to find, the exact right place.
Yeah.
And we did, and it was amazing in Hawthorne and a beautiful, just perfect spot. And then we could just go about, creating the kind of look and the sort of, it's, the spa meets the gym, but better than both of those things, is the kind of the vibe and the idea. And then, of course, as you said way earlier, Amanda, like community in all the things that I've always done in all my work, community is everything. And all the research is also just so, so, so clear. You can have lifestyle and you can get the right sleep and have the right diet. But if you don't have community, if you don't have people, can't find a group of people that share the same passions and interests, it's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
And also just for mental health and well-being, as we know, community and connection is, one of the most important elements. So we've built this incredible community of hundreds of people, and we have events, as you know. You were our
Yeah.
guest at one of our Be Well conversations, and that's just been amazing to watch. And more so, like we've watched people make friends, and I don't think we've had any marriages. The age is a bit older, a bit too old to have babies, but we're kind of in that zone, right?
Yeah.
Where people meet people and have made friends and have made connections and have their be well people, which is just so much more than actually I even expected.
Yeah, yeah. And I love that you're doing monthly, conversations, chatting to specialists and people telling their stories about why we need to look after ourselves in all sorts of different topics of mind, body, food, and connection, but specialists that specialize in different topics so we can learn and we can further deeper understand. And then that's that repetition that comes in because we're emphasizing and reinforcing the educational component of it. And what I love about Be Well is you have carefully thought through and hand selected your practitioners. They are each very dedicated to your why and are exceptionally, exceptionally good at what they do. Patrick, your physiotherapist, is outstanding. And I've met Jane, who's your psychotherapist,
Dietitian.
dietitian as well. And I can't wait to watch you grow, your team of practitioners. But I know when I exercise there, it's the top of the line equipment, it's clinical Pilates, and I just feel looked after. I come in and I have a huge warm welcome at the front, and your beautiful herbal teas that are always heated on a candle, and it's just a retreat, and you go, oh, okay. And I love going there. And, I'm just so grateful to be a part of it.
We are so happy that you're part of it. And, this team of, practitioners that, as you say, two things carefully curated here. One is the space and how everything connects. So you get, when you join Be Well, you get a full assessment about where you're at. And then you get a program. And then that program takes into account sort of this personalized fitness and the sort of recovery and then the access to all the practitioners. So it's not only is it curated as a place and a space, it's also curated in terms of a program. So many people, particularly if you're restarting, because remember our youngest member's about 20 something and our oldest member's 80 something. But mostly what we've got is a lot of people who either are just very time poor and very busy like we are, and they just want to have everything in one place and know that it's been carefully curated. You don't have to think about it. And also a lot of people who just want to restart. So for a bunch of reasons, work, family, life, travel, they just haven't had that focused attention as they wanted to, like they did in their 20s or their 30s. And so they're coming back, they're restarting and they're resetting. And so again, to know that you are safe, our equipment and our fitness equipment, you actually can't hurt yourself.
No.
And one of the most significant things around gyms generally is if you hurt yourself, you're out for 3 months. Like that's it, you're done, particularly if you're 50. You don't bounce like you did when you were 20. So that whole idea that, and also, we do rehab, but we also do prehab. So there's a 23% decrease in complications if you go into hospital for an operation if you've done prehab. Just rehab. So it's massive. Like you can make a huge difference. You can reduce by about 5 days your stay in hospitals and so on if you've done prehab. So the fact that we can offer all of that and we're saying, if you're 40 or 50 or 60, come back or up the ante. Like you can make massive inroads at any age to reverse your age, as DJ said.
Yeah, and we are all at different points of our cycles and journeys where sometimes we need real intervention of healing and repair, but then we move into a maintenance program and we don't really know what we need, and which is why it's so fantastic that Be Well offers a program that's done for you, and there's an assessment, and then there's an integration of all the practitioners that work together that specialize in mind, body, and nutrition. And then all the beautiful activities that you guys do together that enhance that connection. It's just top of the line. You guys are ahead of your time. And what's your vision for what Be Well is going to do, like moving forward?
So, I mean, the intention is to first of all complete the model at Be Well Hawthorn, which we're in the process of now doing, and then to scale and I have to say I've been a bit surprised. It's earlier than I expected, but we've got 2 potential investors who are now working actively together on the scaling plan. They want to get going on that.
Wonderful.
So that's the intention, and to spread the message of how to live healthier, longer, and happier.
Absolutely. And that it's just so wonderful. There's nothing like it. And I can totally understand why investors would want to jump on helping you guys scale Be Well. And, just congratulations. You guys are both incredible human beings. You've already achieved so much with what you've done in Hawthorn. And it's just going to go, it's an organism now. It's an energy. So it's going to become what it's going to become. And I'm just so proud of you.
You're very generous with your lovely comments. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you very much.
Well, it's not, it's not about us, and that's what I think is just the joy. So, like you said, Amanda, I walk in, and every day that I walk into Be Well, I'm still like, oh, this is amazing. Like this is just such a great space and a great vibe and a great set of people and a great opportunity. But it's the stories of people who, I spoke to I spoke to somebody on the weekend who was just literally crying and said, I have not had the opportunity through a whole lot of things in my life and a very stressful family situation. I've just not had the opportunity to focus on myself and to get well. And I could feel that I was getting unwell. And
Yeah.
I just dived into Be Well and just thought, I've got to make choices for myself, and I've got to focus. I can't be any good for anyone.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm incredibly happy that we've got a bunch of our members who actually are medical practitioners as well. And so
Yeah.
the helpers need help as well and need that opportunity. But, you know, we've got incredible stories of people. We had someone who's been there for 6 months who came in with a very debilitating back injury and literally couldn't stand or walk, and, you know, is on the pickleball court every Sunday now. So, you know, there are just incredible stories of Be Well in a short amount of time. In 12 weeks, people have been able to reset, and over a year, see like dramatic changes in themselves and the other thing is, they said that somebody said to me, my workmates and my family keep saying to me, what's happened to you? Because you're so much more fun and you're so much, which is a horrible thing to say to a mother, because, you know, mothers are incredibly stressed and busy all the time. But it was really interesting hearing, you know, other people notice you when you're happier and healthier and more centered and grounded and got more energy and have got more to kind of give to the world. It's very noticeable. And I think just an incredible, again, sort of unintended consequence of Be Well that this is happening for people. So it's, the stories are just incredible of our members, and we love them and we stay really close to that as well. It means a lot to us. This is so much more than a business. It's like a really big change in the world that we're trying to create.
Yeah, and I have no doubt you guys are going to do such an amazing job of that. And you know, it's never great when we go through health struggles, but I never regret mine. And you know, David, if you hadn't have gone through that, and together both of your entrepreneurship skills, like look what you're doing. Like it's just amazing. So
great to have you part of it, Amanda. We can't wait to grow with you.
Thank you. And
It'd be great.
Yes. Well, thank you both so much for being on this podcast as we collaborate on podcasts together. And I'm excited to spread the word about the wonderful work you both are doing.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Been a delight. Thank you so much indeed.
Be well.
Thank you for joining us for another inspiring episode of Bend Like Bamboo. I hope the stories and insights shared today have sparked new ideas about resilience, the power of your mind, and the importance of flexibility in your own life. If you have enjoyed this episode, I'd be grateful if you could rate and share it with others who might benefit from these powerful conversations. Whether you're facing challenges in your health, career, or personal life, I hope that the lessons we explore here can help you to develop a more resilient mindset and adaptable approach. If you would like to know more about kinesiology, my new book, or how the Bend Like Bamboo program can help you or your team, please reach out by booking a free discovery chat on my website, BendLikeBamboo.com. Thank you for being part of my community, and until next time, keep bending your way to a happy, healthy you.